Tigers. Just yearn here, yearn to succeed and follow your dreams. Out here with another one. Of course, first and foremost, congratulations for making it to the weekend. Do not allow your week to be weak because of the weekend. I posted in these videos about having a strong end. You finishing strong. And I strongly encourage you to continue to do so. Now, every day I think about what to say. I think about what to post. I think about what ideas I want to share, and I'm really thankful to have certain friends around me to kind of just subconsciously give me topics. It's almost like the universe is always speaking, just have to stay quiet and pay attention to what is going on. So I want to be thankful to my friends for helping that idea come across. Also, I posted a video about friends. That was the last video that I posted. If you haven't checked it out, please, it's in the behind the scenes. I've also dedicated one to anybody in the restaurant industry. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so as well. Before I start, I would just want to thank everybody for the likes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the views. I'm appreciative of it. One second, y'all. Of course, I have to start the day off with some herbs. What I'm drinking, I have some tea, 2 teas. I have one for the throat, honey throat. It has licorice, mullein. I think it has chamomile, and I have that tea bag mixed in with another tea bag, which has papaya leaves in it. All right, so that's how I am starting off my morning. I want to come to all of you tigers today to talk about mental health again. I mentioned quarantine and mental health in day 8. And pretty much I talked about checking up on your friend, and making sure they are okay, those who are dealing with mental health issues. And today I kind of want to reiterate that. I kind of want to emphasize certain points that I believe that is important to me. And hopefully with me sharing, you'll realize that's important to you. Now, I want to start off by saying that I know I talked about having a routine. I know I've talked about make sure you reach out to your loved ones. I know I've talked and researched about, health and herbs, and all of this comes all together. Like, it comes all together when you talk about your mental health and mental issues. Now, I'm going to save another video for me actually defining what is mental health and mental illness, and defining anxiety, and defining depression. However, I think that during this time, it's imperative that we check up on those people that we know who have anxiety, who have depression, who are scared, who have a lot of fear during this time, to just reassure them that everything is going to be okay. Just to reassure them that their concerns do not fall on deaf ears. And yes, we are listening to them, and we are there for them. There are a lot of people, not only in, the tri-state, but across America and across the whole world who live by themselves. You know, it's obviously it's about, let me take that back, because I was about to say obviously it's by choice, but sometimes people are put in a circumstance where it is not by choice, so they're living by themselves. And I just want to state that you were in my thoughts and you were in my prayers, because being by yourself is one thing, and sometimes we've built a lifestyle where we're comfortable with being with ourselves, you know, where it's we're immune to it. You know, we're immune to being alone. You know, we're immune to not depending on anybody, you know, and comfortable in that realm. You know, we're comfortable in that skin, you know, to be by ourselves. But being within yourself, I'm pretty sure that you had a certain routine, like going to work, going to the gym, hanging out with certain friends, you know, seeing different things on a day-to-day. So that became your routine. So just being stuck within a four wall, you know, quote unquote, you know, you're obviously not locked in within a four wall, but in your house. I mean, depending on your apartment, you know, or your condo, your house, etc., the rooms differ. But what I'm trying to say is that my prayers go out to you guys, because I can relate to a certain degree about just being in your room and, you know, just wanting to do other things and not wanting to be tied down, you know, to your room. So if you know of somebody out there who are by themselves, you know, especially if they suffer from anxiety and depression, you know, talk to them. You know, it's okay. You know, it's okay to open that conversation. I don't want to even say open that wound, because sometimes when you put, you know, when you attempt to heal it, in a sense, like pour the peroxide or you pour the alcohol on the wound, it tends to burn. And depending on your foundation with your friend, which I talked about in the last episode, there might be different levels to the comfortability, you know, and the trust between you and your friend. So if your friend feels like they can talk to you about everything and anything, then it'll be great to do so. You know, just ask them, you know, how is the anxiety treating you at this current time? And then you can put a disclaimer. You know, you could say, I'm only just checking up on you and your anxiety. You know, we haven't, you know, talked much about it, and we don't have to if you don't want to, but I just want to make sure that you are okay. If you ever want to talk, just know that I'm here for you. You know, and here's the tricky thing with saying that, because oftentimes when somebody talks, our initial response is to respond, you know? And a friend of mine, Arisha, she taught me this a few years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago that she told me this, and she said that one of the best things somebody did for her when she was communicative in her problems was, do you want me to listen or do you want me to respond? And that's powerful. And I think that that can be implemented in this scenario, you know, in this situation. When you're talking to a friend who's dealing with, you know, any kind of anxiety, any kind of depression, any kind of trauma, any kind of fear, I think that can be the ideal of how to start the conversation. You know, backtracking, hey, say the person name is Mike. Same example that I used yesterday. Um, I mean, 2 days ago with the restaurant rescue, excuse me. You could just ask a question. Hey, Mike, I know you mentioned that you suffer from depression. I know we haven't talked about it, but if you want to talk about it, just know that I'm here for you. If you need somebody to listen, let me know. If you need somebody to respond, let me know. I'm here for you. And then just take it from there. And when that person is communicating to you, just listen. Just listen to what the person is talking about. Listen. Like literally take off your shoes and put yourself in their shoes. Literally. Like take off your shoes right here. Literally take off your shoes. Take off your shoes and put your foot in the other person's shoes. And then imagine how it might be. Because a lot of times, and I'm guilty of it too, at times we can be insensitive to other people's feelings, and because we just can't relate. Our childhoods all make us different, Yes, we might have similarities to another person, but our childhoods all make things differently. And as we learn in mental health and mental illness, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I do believe that I would like to be an advocate of mental health and mental illness one day, that most of our problems stem from childhood, So you notice that, that these problems happen, and even though you might not understand or kind of relate to where somebody else is coming from, if that is your friend, and you care about that person 100%, part of your duty, it is to put yourself in that person's shoes. It is. Because as friends, we're supposed to help each other become the best version of ourselves. We're supposed to push each other so they become the best versions of themselves. So, with that said, take yourself and put yourself in somebody's shoes. Put yourself in that person's shoes. Especially when they're going through anxiety. Ask them genuine questions. If it is allowed. And what I'm learning is that the more people talk about the anxiety, the depression, their traumas, is the more that they are learning about it at that given time. And that maybe them talking to you about it is one of the first times they have done it in a while. I'm not in. That's important. That's important because with that you have to be sensitive, right? You have to have patience, and you have to have a sense of calm. And I want to say calm/trust. So that person can trust you and talk to you about their problems, but also have patience so they can learn more about themselves. Because people can go through 40 years worth of learning that or thinking that something was right for them, right? on the 38th year, they just learn that all these things are are bad, are bad. Like the whole 38 years was a lie. The 30 from the 38 to the 40, they're learning about what's true and why is it true. So you telling me that the 41st year that they're supposed to get everything right and go back and 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 do the opposite? No, things take time, you know? So what I'm learning especially is that you have to have a lot of patience, you know? And you have to understand that every every everybody response is different. You know, everybody nervous system operates differently, you know. So just be supportive in your friend, especially during this pandemic, this situation. So ask them genuine questions, you know, ask them if they're okay, ask them if they need anything, ask if, you know, ask how are they keeping themselves busy during this time, you know, and generally mean it, you know, and it's okay that they might not ask you those same questions back. It's okay, because for that moment, you're there with them. You know, ask them, you know, how their family is doing. If they have siblings, ask them if they talk to their siblings, you know, if they get along with their siblings, you know, relate to something funny, you know, because something funny normally kind of heals all kind of pain, you know. They say laughter's the best medicine for a reason, you know. Also, if you're inclined, you know, ask them, you know, what foods are they eating. You know, that this is why in the beginning I said it all comes 360, you know, because a lot of foods kind of alter our alter our moods, and it can contribute to our chemical imbalance. So you want to make sure that your friends are balancing, you know, the foods that they're eating. You know, like there's some people who enjoy eating pizza, and they can eat pizza every single day, you know, but we know why that might not be the most healthiest thing to do, especially during this time, you know. Um, Somebody who might live by themselves, you know, and doesn't have the capacity to have a big fridge or have a big freezer might order takeout every single day. You know, they might find different deals, you know, on Seamless or Grubhub or Uber Eats, and different discounts with incentives that restaurants are doing during this time. And they might be eating out every day, you know, and these are the things that, you know, as a friend, you know, we should really be asking, you know, like, did you eat? Are you good? What are you eating? You know, are you taking care of yourself? You know, and this is what, I don't know, maybe everybody else is different, but to me, this is what, these are some of the characteristics that a good friend um offers, you know, and it will definitely help somebody who has anxiety and depression, you know, because they'll take a step back and think, you know, oh, am I doing this? Am I doing that? You know, and because it's like a trifecta. One thing affects the other, you know, the mood, you know, the food, you know, and the food, the groove, you know, your performance. You know, it's it's all trifecta, which kind of equals out to health, you know? So you want to make sure that people who are taking care of their health. We want to make sure that they're in good spirits. We want to make sure that they are happy and have joy in their heart. We make sure that they're doing okay. You know, kind of 20 minutes in. Most of it could probably sound like I'm rambling, but I hope I kind of hit some kind of key points. I didn't want to keep you too long for this video about mental health and mental illness in a sense, and just to check on your loved ones, you know, quarantine and mental health part 2, you know, and also ask them, you know, are they into anything, you know, any business right now, you know, how's school going, you know, what would you rather be doing this time, you know, like, get them away from their anxiety, you know, help them so when they get off the phone with you, they can go back to a happy manner, you know, they can smile when they put the phone down. Or they don't even have to smile when they put the phone down. They could actually feel good about themselves, you know? Like they could actually have a sense of joy in their heart. You know what I'm saying? And that everything would be all right. You know, if you believe in prayer, you could even pray for your friend, you know, and that will help them with their anxiety and depression, you know. Yeah, I think I said enough. I think I kind of freestyling and, you know, hopefully, prayerfully, excuse me, the message hit home to some of you guys out there. All right. So JustYearn out here with the quick message. Don't forget to yearn to succeed and follow your dreams. They're all obtainable. They're all obtainable during this time. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, comment below, comment below, comment below. Other than that, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Resurrection weekend. One love. Peace.